The shadow war between Israel and Iran has erupted into open conflict. On June 13, 2025, Israel launched Operation Rising Lion, striking Iran's nuclear sites and military leadership. These bold attacks crippled Iran's command structure, killing top IRGC leaders and damaging key nuclear facilities. The world now watches as Iran, wounded but still dangerous, prepares its response. This is no longer a theoretical standoff. Military strength is being tested in real time. Israel, with US backing and technological superiority, faces Iran's vast manpower and regional allies. Iran has retaliated with missile strikes, but its response appears weakened by Israel's initial blows. The coming days will reveal the resilience of both nations. We'll break down their military strengths from soldiers to cyber warriors to understand this pivotal showdown. Iran's population of nearly 89 million gives it a huge manpower advantage, fielding over 600,000 active troops and hundreds of thousands more in reserves and paramilitaries. This scale allows Iran to absorb losses and sustain a long conflict. Israel, with just over 9 million people, maintains a smaller active force but can rapidly mobilize 465,000 well-trained reservists. Every Israeli citizen is a potential defender, emphasizing quality and readiness over sheer numbers. Iran's military is split between the regular army and the ideologically driven IRGC, which brings loyalty but sometimes complicates command. The IRGC's combat experience in Syria and Iraq adds to Iran's depth. Israel's unified IDF is built for rapid, high-intensity warfare, integrating intelligence, air power, and ground units. Iran relies on numbers and strategic depth. Israel relies on training, technology, and motivation. This contrast in human capital shapes their entire approach to war. Israel's air force is its greatest advantage, with advanced F-35 stealth fighters and highly skilled pilots. The IAF's 241 modern jets, supported by aerial refueling and electronic warfare, enable deep strikes like those seen in Operation Rising Lion. Iran's air force, hampered by sanctions, relies on aging American and Russian jets, struggling to match Israel's capabilities. Israel's tankers and attack helicopters extend its reach and support ground operations. Iranian air defenses, a mix of old and new systems, have failed to stop Israeli incursions. Israel's dominance in the air is decisive, allowing it to strike at will and shape the battlefield. In modern war, air superiority often determines the outcome, and here Israel is unmatched. On land, Iran fields over 4,000 tanks and thousands of armored vehicles, but most are outdated Soviet-era models. Israel's 2,200 tanks, led by the advanced Merkava Mark IV with active protection systems, prioritize crew survival and firepower. Israel's armored vehicles, like the Namer, offer tank-level protection for infantry, reflecting a focus on survivability. Israeli artillery is mobile and self-propelled, while Iran relies on more vulnerable towed guns. Iran's strategy is to use mass and terrain to bog down invaders. Israel aims for rapid, decisive breakthroughs with superior technology. In a ground war, Iran would try to overwhelm. Israel would strike hard and fast. The quality versus quantity divide is stark. Each side's approach to armor reveals its broader military philosophy. Israel's navy is small but advanced, focused on defending its Mediterranean coast and gas fields. Its 5 Dolphin-class submarines, likely nuclear-capable, provide a powerful second-strike deterrent. Iran's navy is larger but split. The regular navy operates in open waters, while the IRGC navy specializes in swarm tactics in the Persian Gulf. Iran's 29 midget submarines and fast attack craft threaten shipping and could disrupt the Strait of Hormuz. Israel's subs project power far beyond its shores. Iran's navy is built for asymmetric warfare close to home. The current conflict sees Israel guarding its ports while Iran's proxies attack shipping in the Red Sea. A direct naval clash is unlikely, but both navies shape the region's strategic balance. Israel's submarines guarantee deterrence. Iran's swarm tactics threaten global trade. The Israel-Iran conflict is as much digital as physical. Israel's Unit 8200 is a world leader in cyber warfare, capable of crippling enemy infrastructure and blinding defenses. Iran, having learned from attacks like Stuxnet, has built aggressive cyber and influence operations, targeting global adversaries. Both sides use cyber tools for espionage, sabotage, and propaganda. Electronic warfare is another front. Israel's jets use advanced jamming to evade Iranian air defenses. Iran is developing its own jamming and drone hacking tech, but its effectiveness remains unproven. The current war is a real-time test of these invisible weapons. The outcome in cyberspace could tip the balance as much as any tank or jet. Drones are redefining the Israel-Iran conflict. Israel's advanced UAVs provide real-time intelligence and precision strikes, operating deep inside Iran. Iran, unable to match Israel's air force, has built a vast fleet of cheap, long-range attack drones like the Shahed 136. These drones, used by Iran and its proxies, can overwhelm air defenses and strike far from home. Israel's edge is in drone sophistication and integration. Iran's is in numbers and reach. The current war features drone versus air defense battles, draining resources and shaping tactics. Iran's drones force Israel to expend costly interceptors, while Israeli drones hunt Iranian launchers. This is a new era of warfare, where mass-produced drones challenge high-tech defenses. Alliances shape the Israel-Iran conflict as much as weapons. Israel's partnership with the US brings advanced technology, military aid, and diplomatic support. Iran, isolated from the West, relies on Russia for arms and diplomatic cover, and on a network of proxies, the axis of resistance. Groups like Hezbollah, the Houthis, and Iraqi militias extend Iran's reach and complicate Israel's defense. Israel's new ties with Arab states through the Abraham Accords provide intelligence and strategic depth, but these relationships are being tested by the current war. Iran's proxies have so far responded cautiously, with only the Houthis launching attacks. This web of alliances and proxies makes escalation unpredictable. Decisions in Washington, Moscow, and Beirut could turn a bilateral war into a regional crisis. The conflict's outcome depends as much on diplomacy as on firepower. The Israel-Iran war is a clash of opposites, precision versus mass, technology versus numbers. Israel's strikes have dealt devastating blows, but Iran's ability to retaliate with missiles and drones shows its resilience. Iran's proxies remain a latent threat, able to open new fronts if the conflict widens. Israel's high-tech economy funds its military edge, but it is vulnerable to disruption. Iran's energy resources give it endurance, but also make it a target. US and Russian support ensure neither side fights alone, complicating any path to victory. Both nations can inflict catastrophic damage, but neither can win outright without immense cost. The strengths of one are the vulnerabilities of the other. The world watches, hoping leaders recognize the risks of escalation. Only a sober understanding of this balance can prevent a wider, more destructive war.